Hello and welcome to episode 10 of our 2003 scenario Let's Play as Humanity First. Now, in the last episode we have finished up most of the reconquest here of India. We have broken into, well, some technologies for ships, I would call it. We also go into Hydra language now. I called it mid-game for the reason that there isn't a lot going on. Outside that we have to do some hate management here with the alien aggression. And at the end of last episode we have actually finished the first two battleships here, which are these torpedo deluxe classes. And I intend to now build another battleship here, which will have the purpose of point defense. So for example, we can use this one as a template for now. It's going to be, first of all, we can upgrade you. And hull weapons. Definitely want to have the point defense here. Although we don't have lasers researched yet, so maybe we don't build it yet because I want to start preparing for a proper laser ship here. So maybe I should go into the arc lasers for... I think we have the green ones available already. So arc laser and then green, whatever it's called. And just prepare the first battleship in this regard for a defense on the home front. It would be one thing. The other alternative is to just continue, for example, with the Apollo here. And have, of course, the railgun on the nose here. And just keep everything as it was here. This. I don't like that. Like this. But keep it like this for now. Just have a bit of point defense here. Maybe even 2 point defenses. Just in case. On the other hand... Nah, I'm not sure. I think I want to have these ones here. And we do have 21 torpedoes here in there. Not bad. Maybe that's the missile. That's the torpedo. Battleship. Do something like this. Safe design. And then just build a few of those here on Earth. 1, 2, 3. And also 3 on Mars. We have the resources, so they are not super expensive. Most of that is water for the rocket they are launching in. It would be possible. We could also consider to, for example, build something that can go to Jupiter. Let's see Jupiter. However, that would definitely put us into total war when we do this. They have some dreadnoughts here, right? Yeah, dreadnought battle. That's going to be tough to break, especially without the torpedoes. We cannot break that. We would need to have something bigger, like rail guns. We could of course build a railgun battleship. Let's say not the Pulsar, we put the grid drive on this, and the best modules we got this here, and then the hull weapons will be point defense. And we could also use just the ray guns for defense here. Like this. A ray cannon here. For some armor. Make it as slim as possible. Then we don't need a magazine there, and so we do have a lot of slots left over. Yes, we can use an ECM, which is pointless against the aliens. And we can of course have a quantum battery, but that's more or less it, right? An outpost kit is not really worth it on the battleship. This one is too heavy. Even if we were to do this, we would have 1.4 milli-Gs. That would take us to Jupiter. Let's see. The Callisto low orbit. Here we go. 60 weeks. Goes down, but now it goes up again because the acceleration is too low. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. way too slow, and we don't really have enough punch to get through the aliens, and then they would laser us to death from the side because we don't really have armor. So even if we were to have a decent armor, let's say like a cheap version would be this one, 7, then we are already 14,000 tons. Quite too heavy. We could go down to, of course, a monitor, destroyer, frigate, destroyer, cruiser maybe? No. The monitor has a lot of punch. If we do the same here, it would be, let's see, have the hull weapons. So here we would do point defense actually. No, that doesn't make sense. Can this one defend as well? No, this one can't defend. So we would need 2 classes, one with the point defense and one without. So these ones are the big guns with 750 kilometers, that's not good. Most alien lasers have 800 or more. And then we still have 2 utility modules left over, which for example could be the ECM here. And maybe a battery. That would be possible. The cheapest version like this. It will still take 40 weeks to reach Jupiter, which is a very long time. Prices, however decent, would be okay. We could do this. Just not sure if it's worth the investment right now. The alternative is we wait for better drive and we get the lasers researched. So for example, we could go for the, here, infrared is not what I want. Green arc laser batteries and cannon. So maybe we just take these ones. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We pick those ones up here. Get them. Because the benefit is we can upgrade those weapons. Yeah, I think I'm going to research this. And then we do have the laser... The laser thing here, the laser engine and the targeting computer level 3 and laser engine without the advanced yet. That's a good basis. We can also improve the ECM. We can put a battery in that. We maybe need a better heat sink so that we can work with that. And then we can investigate the ship design again. The other thing is, what might be a good drive? The first initial drive we maybe want to do. And there are 2 paths we can follow. We can go into the... What's that? Electrostatic? What does that allow? Ah, it's a path to the plasma extraction techniques as a hybrid confinement fusion reactor. That's not something we are going to do. So... When we got the main tech unlocked, we could go into Z-Pinch, Tokamaks, or Inertial Fusion. Inertial is something we always do. However, Inertial is a very big commitment, due to the fact that basically only the drive after Inertial Confinement Reactor 3 is decent. This one. Because at 2, the Triton here needs missiles. And I think at second the Deuteron as well. Yes. No, this one doesn't. We could use the Deuteron actually. I'm not sure. It would be one path. It's a path we take most of the time. I'm not 100% sure, but it would be unlocked right away. So that's a benefit. We could, after nuclear mythologies, we could immediately go into inertial. The other thing is that we dive into, for example, Tokamaks here. Something I rarely do. And Tokamaks here would allow us to go into the Taurus drive. It also uses fissiles though. But then we have the Deuteron Taurus drive, which is only hydrogen based. However, the values of these drives are only like, So I'm not sure And then the path is at an end relatively soonish. So they are not the best drives, actually. Alien turrets here. It's cheaper, but it also requires missiles, for example, here at the Hellion. So I'm not sure. Maybe we just go standard. Could also dive into a fission drive. Could also be an option that we beeline away from the fusion drives for now. Would be an option. But I'm not sure right now. I really have to think about it. Anyway, it's a lot of research to reach any of those drives. So even if you were to go for the fastest version, if you go for inertial confinement fusion, reactor 1, and then try to Nova here, right away, even though it takes missiles, doesn't matter. It would still be a big investment, because we need magnetic nozzles, for which we still need magnetic plasma confinement. We are on the way to this one. Still far away. And yeah, not really cool. The deep pinch drives, they are a bit cheaper as well. But, like, no, they don't have really a lot of punch. If we want to finish the campaign soon, yeah, the Zeta Deuteron drive would be possible here. It's 108,000 newtons though only. But we have 1.7k kps, so it can get us everywhere we want. But it's just slow. It's really slow with the thrust. And they are not going to get super awesome better. Like 3.1k kps, awesome, but it's only 400,000 thrust. Not super crazy. If we compare that to the... Let's see, where are you? Let's see, where is the inertial confinement fusion drives? So, inertial confinement for, let's say, the Hellion Nova here. Hellion is not good. Let's say... they are not unlocked because we don't have the stuff from the aliens yet. But let's pick... What is that? Inertial confinement here, Borain. Yeah, it's 700 kps, but it's 2.7 roughly million newton thrust. So much more. A lot faster. And in the end, it's exactly that question that we have to ask ourselves here. And Hellion Nova is extremely awesome if you have a lot of missiles, and it's relatively cheap to get to. I don't know. Alien Nova Torch. Nova Lantern. Maybe we'll go for the Deuteron Nova Lantern as an early pick. It's the first drive we want to use. Fusion Thermal. And this one here up here is Fusion Thermal as well. Yeah, maybe we do this. Maybe we go for the Inertial Confinement Fusion 2, then the Deuteron Nova Lantern. Or what's in below 1? It's Triton Nova. This one uses missiles again. I don't like that one. Because we don't really have a lot of missiles and we don't have a big income of that. So, yeah. I think we are just going to speed forward here. I have to clean up my fleets here a bit so that we get rid of a bit of mission control because we are relatively far up. I want to stay below 160, roughly, for now. And then we can continue from there. So that was a short interlude about ship designs, what we maybe want to do here. And now we have to, of course, continue onwards. Let's see what we can do. We want to break into Egypt now. Maybe we can already get started on this. No, not really. Can we purchase directly? Nope, neither that. So we are 12%. We are going to continue public campaigns if possible.
On the way to the target site.
Rama is going to do
Ready
this.
for orders.
Dashan, can you do
Reporting
public campaigns? Oh yes, you can.
I will
Thank you,
try
money.
to sway the public.
The money problem is also something we have to fix over time, but we do have some nanofactories on its way on these asteroid belts here. The asteroid mines, we have 3 here, and the others will also get 3 each. It's only asteroid 3 which is missing, where we need for this to wait for the settlement hub. Yeah, pretty good. So hopefully we can see the crackdown on Egypt soon, and then we can expand it, get all the boost from these regions here, and of course also the additional mission control, which all helps us to fix our money problem. Really nice. So yeah, let's keep going. Oh, wait a second, I need to clean up my... Yeah, I'm going to jump forward because I need to clean my fleets up. I have to get rid of some of these escorts here before we enter total war by accident. Okay, we do have now March 2014. I have progressed a bit further. We do have a bit more mining going because I was able to add in some mining orcs, but also do some technologies. For example, next is flag valorization here. And actually we should finish the flag bridge for what I want to do. So basically I want to build a defensive fleet now, a proper run, because I think we are going to go into total war eventually. Especially if we continue annoying servants or protectorate further, which will leak hate into the aliens, of course. The same for... Take this one up. Yep. No, that wasn't the flag bridge. The same for example, if we were to go after these alien structures here, which would also push us further towards the limit. 200 roughly is the cap. Somewhere around there, constantly going down. We don't know in detail, but yeah, eventually that's going to be an issue. So yeah, global ambition is a good idea. I also made a decision in regards to what fusion we are going to follow. And I'm going to go into the Z-pinch techniques for once. It's been a while since I played that, but I'm going to do Z-pinch. So I'm going to... I think I have set it up already. If not, yeah, it's already as a research target assigned here. We're going for the Reactor 2. That would allow us a Zeta Deuteron drive. I think that's going to be a decent first fusion drive, which can bring us to Jupiter. It's basically a grid drive, but 10 times as strong. So that should be possible. And then we can from there, of course, expand into better drives later on. But we are staffed for research, even though with all the research bonuses that we now get, we are still far away. So if we were to go here for the modifiers, we would see we have research from nations plus 82%. However, yeah, that's not enough. We really don't get a lot here. 1.6k. Going to go into deeper into knowledge now again. I'm also going to merge up Colombia and Mexico now, just to get all these points freed up a bit in preparation that we maybe want to expand Egypt relatively soon, which will cost us a lot of points as well. I also started to push economy in India a bit harder, just to get also more investment points going here and also increase the mission control cap over time. But yeah, this will also, well, take quite a while. And we are still not on great nations, and I don't see that possible right now. So, ship designer, we do have the... Yeah, we have that technology. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build a few battleships here. Let's start with the flagship. We have the... No, not there. It will be here. And then I also have a targeting computer. Don't need these ones here anymore. But yeah. So we are going to make one still with a rocket drive. It's a defensive ship. The purpose is only for defending Leo. The capital ship, the defense flagship, let's call it like this, will definitely have some point defense here. So let's put these ones in. And I think I'm going to give it only lasers here. So that's going to be the way to go. And therefore the other utility modules are also straightforward for laser engines. We only have the foamed metal armor by now, so we don't have a better one. We still have to be very, very slim with the armor because of the weight. Now we need around 1.5 kps. 1.3 should also be fine with 350 milli-Gs. Yeah. Keep it like this and put it on protector. There we go. Now I'm going to do another ship class. Pretty similar to that one. We are going to just get rid of the flagship here and instead put in the ECM. Even though we still don't have alien ECM, but yeah. And I think I'm going to just add in here the normal laser. There we go. And then this one is the defense laser. Defense laser. Sounds perfect. Good. Then another ship class we want to have is something with a bit different punch. So we are going to remove all of that. The rest will stay the same. We are going for a raygun class. Big raygun, 2 small ones, and of course a frontal raygun. Here we go. Actually, we are not going to do this one. The small ones are not that worth. Instead, we are going to put torpedoes in it. And then the utility modules are also pretty easy, because we are just going to amp up with magazines. And this way we do have a defense, torpedo, rail top, something like this. Do I want to have the heavy raygun here? I think I do. Yeah, let's keep it like this. And do we want to have a fourth one? The good thing is these combat values here are of course awesome. And let's check the missile torpedo class here. Pretty similar in design. So that's all good. Do I want something else? I maybe want one class which also has point defense. So something like this, and we don't need a magazine. But we could do something like even more torpedoes. Let's make one with missiles here. Like this, and then we keep the magazines here. Like this. That's therefore then the defense missile rail. Something like this. In the end, what we want to do now, pretty simple. We are going to build those on all our shipyards. So we are going to max out our fleet. This will trigger total war for sure. But that's fine. So we're going to build 2 flagships on Earth, 1 on Mars. We're going to build a defense class, not the long defense laser class here, at least 1 of those, maybe 2. I think then some rail torpedoes here and a torpedo point defense. There we go. For Mars, for Earth, we are going to make it a bit different. We do have the flagships. We definitely want 2, 3, 4 of the laser classes here that we can later upgrade. And I think then 2 torpedo and then 2 rail torpedo. And something for the 400 slot is still open, so maybe we just do... Is that the old design? Yeah, that's the old design, so we just make another torpedo point defense. Let's make another laser here. There we go. So now we do have 54 mission control under construction. That's a lot. But it should be fine because the construction time is of course almost a year. Not a year, but like 8 months or something. Roughly. 9 months. That's a long time. And now we are going to... What's that? Oh. That's asteroid. That's something we want to sell. Yeah, that's something we want to keep. I forgot to rename it apparently. Asteroid 5. There we go. But yeah, we do have a few asteroid bases going. We do have our money problem a lot better under control now. As we can see here, we have really good incomes now from nobles, metals, and even water and volatiles. So that's awesome. We decided on a fusion drive. Ooh. That's not cool. There was that. Ah, that was our noble metal mine on Mars. That's annoying. Not cool, but doesn't matter. Happens from time to time. Yeah, so now we are going to consolidate further. And we're going to wait a bit before we trigger the total war by going, for example, these countries here. However, we eventually have to. And we cannot avoid the total war now. It would possibly happen any moment.
Mission complete.
I think it will happen when I do something against the alien. Not sure which exactly, but yeah. We just have to be prepared now. I think the only thing that will scare them off is our fleet. As you can see here, the combat rating of the missile array would be 244, and the missile torpedo deluxe is 360. So our defense fleets currently already are at almost 2000 combat rating. And if you compare that to the aliens, we are really well off. So if you go to aliens here, they have 132 ships. That's probably only within Saturn, because that's as far as we can see. And that's a lot of ships already. And it will only get worse. So it's only a question of time until they will move out and do stuff. And they will probably come with a very big fleet of Earth due to the fact that we have such a big defense fleet. And I have to be prepared, else we just get obliterated here. But yeah, with that, I'm going to just move forward. We now have a very good defense fleet under construction. As we can see here, we still have a lot of resources available. I expect that we have at least a year before something happens. So currently everything is calm. So in a year we are going to have around 5,000 nobles, probably around 15,000 metals. I still have to sell from time to time some to get our balance under control. And we do have a lot of water and volatiles. Not so many fissiles, but I'm not going to go for a drive that requires fissiles. And with that, we should, on paper, be prepared for the end game. Because we have the resources to build some of those super laser class ships. We still have to research the UV laser. That's the big project that is still missing. But that's 70,000, I think. Let's see. Where are you? Visible combat. Ultraviolet. Here we go. 60,000, not 70,000. 60,000 research plus the projects. That's the minimum we have to do. And then later, of course, we can research phasers. But phasers will require exotics. As we can see here, we still didn't get the exotic project because we are still missing something. Yeah. Of course, the phasers will be a very big upgrade, but I'm leaning towards only putting those on Titans. Maybe a battleship. And we do have a lot of exotics probably in the reserve from all the assaults on the facilities on Earth, which will allow us to build a handful of Super Titans early on. And these really have to carry us into the proper late game. However, Titans are also very far away, because we are still not on fleet logistics, still very far away. We still don't even have integrated Earth space economy. So all these things are very far away. I could consider going for the research university. Probably worth it. Should have pushed that maybe, but now I'm on the track to fusion. I think it would have been faster to go tier 3 first, like go for colony hubs, but it was a decision I made now. And I'm going to live by with that. Maybe it's actually better, who knows? In hindsight, I maybe can say that. But for now, I'm going to just move forward here. Grand Columbia now has all of that. We are going to try to stabilize it. We have to also go into government now to get eventually these territories under control. Mission control will be maxed out soon, so that's not a problem. I think I can go out of boost here because we are going to conquer some boost here. Like Libya will get us 2.2 and Israel get us +3. So that should fix our negative here. All these things will come together and help us out quite a lot. Yeah. Until then, and if nothing happens, I'm probably going to jump forward by like 8 to 9 months when our fleet finishes up, and we probably enter total war at that point latest. And here we are in December 2014. We are now 3 years, 11, almost 12 years in the campaign. And the first battleships are coming in, or actually most of the battleships are coming in. So we're going to join up what we can now. And then we can see what is actually left over from this. We will go to Earth Fleet. So yeah, that's a lot of ships, and there are more to come. So most likely we are going to jump over the threshold in a second. Maybe it's not yet. Interesting. Maybe we have to tickle them first before it turns red. But do now have, let's see, we do have now 2.4k here at Earth, at Mars, I mean, and we have, oh, that one is still standing around. Go to Earth Defense, please. Now we have a mission phase. It should be okay. Go, and Earth Defense has 3000 combat rating. Now we do have a lot of lasers in there. We do have a lot of missiles and torpedoes in there. They're really awesome. I'm going to build a handful more of these defense rail torpedoes on Mars to get rid of the monitors eventually. So like this here, and then maybe one more defense laser. There we go. Because on Mars we do have a handful of these monitors, I want to get rid of them eventually. That's the way to go. And yeah, mission control will be an issue sooner than later. And although we do have the ops center on every ground base, except for this asteroid here, which I didn't upgrade yet. Why did I not upgrade this one? I don't know. Interesting. So then we are going to put an ops center there as well. Yeah, the others are all neutral or positive in mission control here. Do you have... That's not as designed. There should be a farm here. Good that we checked. So all of that is the same design. And then we are going to also add this one to it. It's going to be a lot of noble metal. Yeah, we are now almost at 5,000 nobles here, 20,000 metal even. We could sell a bit again, but we don't need to. So we're just going to stockpile it, just in case. Yeah, and we are going to push and continue adding research to everything, so that we get to our fusion drive as soon as possible. We are going to get deuterium tritium fusion pretty soon. That's going to be the Z-Pinch fusion reactor 1. We want, of course, 2. So we need to go into the deuterium 2 for getting the reactor 2. However, we are on a really good track. We're also on the magnetic plasma confinement, which leads to the magnetic nozzles. That one is done. We only need to do the Z-Pinch techniques itself. And therefore, I think with our research output of roughly 75,000 per year, I think we can do it in 2015. Maybe. I mean, we do have about 130% bonus, so if we were to commit 50,000 into these slots here, then it would actually be a lot more than that. It would be more like 100 and then now 15,000 on top, so 115,000 research. Would cut it close, but it might be enough that we at least are very close to the Z-Pinch fusion ships. Then we still need mission control, which is something I do not have a solution for. However, we are also researching the ultraviolet combat lasers, which are going to finish up at the end of 2015 as well. But in combination, we might have our UV arc laser battleship that can go to Jupiter operational in 2016. And if we reach that, from there we can really scale away. And then after the Z-Pinch, I'm going to go for tier 3 HAPs. Because in the end, we want to go to tier 3 HAPs on Mars, build that further up here. And also, eventually, I want to break my non-aggression pact with the Resistance here, take over the remaining slots. But I think for that, I need to research the next mission, like mission to outer systems or something, to get more free mining slots here, which do not cost us mission control. We are currently already +2, so we are over our 21 allowed mines. We have to fix that as well, but we are super staffed for research. So I'm going to jump forward a tiny bit, see if we get to Total War soon now. It is July 2015, and now it has happened. The Total War has begun. It just randomly flipped over. Maybe it had to do that 2 weeks ago. One battleship finished, which put us above 200. Maybe that was it. Who knows? But in the end, now we are in the Total War and therefore in the Endgame. Meanwhile, our nations here are stabilizing somewhat. We are researching as much as we can, and our prognosis for the first fusion drives is actually around mid-2016. Currently, we are going to finish the Z-Pinch techniques in October 2015, maybe a bit earlier. The deuterium fusion will finish in April 2016. We are going to need the global tech of the magnetic nozzles first, before we can research any drive. However, we can already unlock the generator, the fusion reactor, I mean, this one. So that's going to be possible. So we can start researching on certain things. But of course, we are going to need the magnetic nozzles for the drive. And then we are good to go. So it's basically, after these two, it's another 50,000 global tech for the magnetic nozzles. We do have roughly 22,000 left here, so we can probably... Now then we have 3 energy techs, that's probably not wise either. So I think I'm going to just... Maybe I'm going to scale out of this one, like only 2 priority here. On the other hand, then this one gets more priority, that's also not great. I could also decide to not research this one here for the moment. Although that would only buy us a month, so that's not really worth it. I want to finish this one as well. So I think I'm going to just leave it as it is. But yeah. So while I continue to stabilize, we only have 100 control points left currently, which is not a lot in the 2003 scenario due to the fact that everything is double the price compared to the normal. So for example, India here with 4 points costs us 160 alone. The US here, yeah, 250. Even this one here, Grand Columbia, is a lot. And the Arab Union that we have built is also a pretty decent chunk. The problem currently is that we have unrest problems, which I cannot fix easily. That's why I'm not going to expand the Arab Union for now. Because I need to stabilize these two. We have to invest a lot into unrest missions currently just to avoid that the AI does stuff and increases unrest. As we can see here, they have tried it already quite a lot, plus 12 all time. We have to prevent this. The rest value of the unrest is currently 5.2, which is quite high. But as soon as we get rid of the hostile claim, which is 3/4 done, that will drop by half a point, and our cohesion rest value will also go up by almost half a point. So that's going to be a big chunk. And of course we are also fixing government by going upwards, which also helps us to get or reduce the inaccuracy penalty here. And of course the background of this is that we want to eventually annex it too. But 7.5, so we have to basically reach 6 government to be able to annex Chile, which is still far away, like a year away. Everything is a year away. Resource-wise, however, we are totally fine. Even if we were to lose most of Earth or most of Mars, that would not be a problem, and we can rebuild with the stockpiles we currently have. So every month we can mine currently brings us closer to a win, due to the fact that we just have a massive stockpile that we can use. And in the worst case, we just turtle up, for example, on Mercury, which is going to be one of the projects I'm going to do after the fusion drive, that they unlock Mercury so that we can fly there, get some bases there as well, and maybe use that as a starting point for late game ship construction, or maybe something else. Let's see. It also depends a bit on the deposits they have there. So yeah, I'm just going to jump forward a bit more. We just got hit by an event that I never saw before. Old World Luxuries. We have detected an upswing in smuggling activity in the Benghazi region. Cursory investigation has found that the locus of this activity is along the official borders to the alien administration. The procedure is relatively simple. The goods are transported at night to a designated location just inside the border. In the morning, the goods are gone and the payment is left in a location just outside the border. For all that the alien administration proclaims that it has transcended the limits of human material desires, some elements within still seem to have a taste for small luxuries. So we are going to send them a pile of jewelry because that's the only option we have available. So we can either get 75 exotics with 2/3 chance. We would get a griffin, get some education, plus boost and mission control and found space priority, or we get a salamander and military tech. Of course, we hope for the exotics. Oh yeah, there we go. So we just got a pile of 75 exotics on top. That's pretty hefty. And I have no idea how many we currently have because we still don't have the research. But whatever it is, we have a lot of exotics now. Because I think we had 20 before, now we are close to 100. And yeah, this is really good. And we are also getting closer now in January 2026. 2016, sorry, like this. We are getting closer to deuterium fusion. Then we go into the fusion reactor. Main-acted nozzles will finish in that time frame. And with that slot, we probably go towards the tier 3 head. But I'm not 100% sure what global tech we want to take here. But chips are the most important thing now. Okay, to wrap up this episode, we are now in July 2016. And we are finishing up the Zeta Deuteron drive and the ultraviolet arc laser cannon. The battery we already have. And we are just waiting, exactly for this project to unlock. Because that's the last one we want here. To speed up the ship construction afterwards. So here we go. Putting this on 3 as well. And now we're going to wait for these projects to finish. And the rapid shipbuilding as well. A remas scoop. What should we? Can we use the remas scoop here on this one? It uses reaction products though, but it's only... I need to read about this. That's possible. Okay, the pulsar drive is no longer interesting. We need to research the Spartans, right? But we are going to finish up this one and then the rapid shipbuilding first. We probably decide what projects to follow up with afterwards. So, and you go into Hydra again. But now let's wrap up the rapid shipbuilding here as a project, and then we are good to go for the next episode. Ooh, Dusty Plasma Radiator is also a thing. So that's something we definitely want to research. Because we do have a lot of noble metals in this campaign. We do have 55. Okay, let's see. Maybe we need to finish this as well. But let's make one design. So we are going to take the defense laser class ship here. We are going to upgrade it. We're probably going to also upgrade our defense fleet now to the UV lasers. So basically, you don't want to. Then the small ones here also. And the nose weapon as well here with that one. And green lasers can all go now. Bye bye. We do not have the advanced laser engine yet. But now to the drive here. Of course, this has all two. Oh no, that was one too many. Go. On the other hand, we can now use the liquid hydrogen container. We are going to see what that will do. I'm going to get rid of the rocket here and the grid drive and the pulsar drive. You're not going to use anything of that. So here now the Zuten deuteron drive. We are going to of course use the fusion. We have to use the fusion reactor here. And radiator wise we are still terrible. So let's see, the mass for the radiator is only 700 tons, so it's not too shabby. And if we were to, let's see, could we? No, we can't use that. We need the fusion stuff to buff up our exhaust velocity. Oh, wait a second, we have the moon spiker here. It does work. Gets us 10% bonus. Woohoo! At least something. Yeah, so the radiator, yeah, we didn't really research any radiators, so that's not good. Maybe we actually have to do that project and use the Dusty radiator. I mean, we do have 150 tons per gigawatt waste heat. We don't have that much waste heat, though. Only 5 gigawatts. So the weight that we would lose here is only 300, 400 tons. I mean, that's still like 5%, which is not bad. Let's see the fuel. Let's say a transfer again from our naval yard here around Earth to Callisto again. And let's see where we are afterwards. 30 weeks. And of course increase the velocity here. We still have a lot of KPS left afterwards. Could even go up to 6. Nah, that's not worth it. 3. Then the radiator has already 2,300 tons. Okay, in this case it makes sense to research the radiator. So we do have... I mean, this would get us to Callisto. I think we want more armor as well. I think we want more armor. The adamantine armor, however, is not finished yet. So I'm not sure. Let's call it defense. Fusion defense. Fusion defense. No, fusion laser. Let's call it fusion laser. So the current radiator has a tonnage of 153.8 tons per thing. The Dusty Plasma radiator is a third of that. So we can reduce our weight by almost 1,500 tons of that ship class that we currently designed. The defense laser here. So that would be a very big chunk of the raid. Something doesn't work here. What? 3.9 tons? That's odd. Why does it not show the radiator anymore properly? Why is it now 3.9 tons? It was 2000 something before. Was I blind? Fusion laser. Oh, it's still the old one. Why did it take the old ship class here? Oh, it's the defense laser. I was bad. My bad. So yeah, from 9,800 tons, we could remove 1,400. I think that's actually worth it. That's a lot. Batteries do we know we don't have. Propellant is fine. We could even consider reducing propellant. It would... Yeah, with the weight loss here, we can consider reducing fuel as well. Make us even lighter. Crew mass is fixed. Arc laser cannons are fixed. Nothing can be done there. Tail armor. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of armor yet, so that's also fine. Can consider increasing frontal armor. Like 5 here. Not that much weight. Yeah, I think I want the radiators here. Can consider going for a different radiator. Let's see. The radiator. So theoretically we have this one available, 220 tons. Nanotube is what we have unlocked currently. Chronic dust is also unlocked. Theoretically could be researched, but it's very massive. Cobalt dust, 200 tons, also not really interesting. Pin droplet could be researched. I didn't do it. Could also be an option. Gallium mist is not researched because we don't have the molecular beneficiation yet. Gallium mist is 100 tons. Lithium spray is 76 tons. And then the dusty plasma here is 55 tons. If we were to research that now with everything we got, let's see. Here, out of everything, it would be done in September. That's 1.5 months. And I think that's worth it. Let's see what else we maybe want to do. The fusion laser class here. So we would upgrade this one. The foam metal armor. I think the next upgrade we want to do is the adamantine armor, which is after molecular assemblers here. Oh, wait a second. We have to research diamonds first. Okay, so that's 2 techs. Sorry. Diamondoids. No. That's the global tech. Armor. So we have used the foamed metal here. Adamantine would of course be a lot better. We could also think about the nanotube, which is available. Would reduce the mass significantly as well. As far as I see it. Yeah, so I think going to the nanotube would actually be a worthy consideration. Because nanotube is like... it's like... double as efficient in weight. So we should maybe do this. Thin droplet is therefore nothing we are going to research. Nanotube armor it is. So we just do something like this here. And therefore we are going to finish in September somewhere. I'm going to set up... Or maybe we just go forward to these. Just have to keep an eye on the unrest here. Someone is pushing here again. By the looks of it, yes, someone is trying to
Standing by for order.
push Migrant Columbia. Did someone do unrest here? No, not this month. So we
I'm here.
move all three over here.
Restoring order.
Opponent armor. Yeah, we definitely want that as well at some point.
Offering support.
Offering assistance.
Orbital
I will help
strike.
them.
Rebuild. Okay, I'm going to just jump forward until these two projects are done. And here we go, the Dusty Plasma Radiator is done. Now, from there we can... we don't need Griffin. Not sure actually what we need now. Definitely want to get this one unlocked eventually, so maybe we should just start on it. And then go back into distributing everything around. Definitely want to finish the Spartans here to get also a marine fleet going. Now, back to our ship classes. Our fusion laser class. Version 1 will be therefore a bit different. So, let's see. You have here now the Dusty Plasma Radiator. There we go. And we do have the nanotube armor. Let's see. And with that, we are down to 7,958 tons. Radiator is down to 800 tons, roughly. So let's just save it for a second and see in the comparison. So we went down almost 2,000 tons. The acceleration went up significantly from 3.7 to 4.6. KPS also went up by almost 70. Well, that's pretty good. We are down to 16 weeks for Callisto. And I think we do have now the argument to go to 5 armor in the front. And with that, I think we are on the limit what we can pull off right now. The costs are cheap. Pretty cheap. We could, of course, go higher here. Wouldn't be a problem. We could consider doing like 6 engines and 20 propellant tanks. And we don't even need 20 propellant tanks here. If we stay below 200 KPS, that's totally fine for Callisto. I mean, yeah, we can get it down to... Okay, let's do 50, then we are at 16 weeks, that's fine. So 7.4 could still go up in armor, I guess. So, making 20 of those battleships would cost us 5,000 nobles. Possible. How about we add 1 more here, 1 more here, and 2 more here. Yeah, up to 19 weeks, but I feel a lot more comfortable, and we do have strong lasers in front with 900 to 850 to 600 kilometer range. So this would be the first one. Call it version 2. In between episodes, I'm going to set up the other classes that I want to use. So we need a point defense class, which is going to remove these two and instead add a point defense here. And then I would also make a railgun class, which will help us against potential stations. So, yeah. I will do this. See you in the next episode where we are going to kick off the endgame for real.